I had just a sense of injustice after I got stopped.
Fighting City Hall, 7 Action News investigation on a local speed trap is getting results on 2 fronts tonight. It is a story involving a speed trap on the I-75 service drive in Hamtramck.
And this all began back in 2011, a 7 Action News investigation. Scott Lewis is here right now. And Scott, this speed trap has caused a flood of complaints in the past. What's happening now in Hamtramck?
Well, things are changing thanks to the police chief there and a 7 Action News viewer who discovered, you know, sometimes you really can fight City Hall. They say a man who acts as his own attorney has a fool for a client, but the old axiom doesn't hold true with this guy. His name is David Cherry, and his is a David and Goliath story. Goliath in this case is the Hamtramck Police Department and the 31st District Court. As you're about to see, David Cherry fought the law and he won.
Here we go, here we go.
It all began with a 7 Action News investigation in November of 2011. We expose how Hamtramck police were raking in the dough with a speed trap on the I-75 service drive. The posted limit, 25 miles per hour on a service drive. Our investigation raised questions about whether that speed limit was fair or even legal. Enter David Cherry.
I had just a sense of injustice after I got stopped.
After our investigation aired, Cherry got nabbed right here, just inside the Hamtramck city limits. 3 lanes, wide open, no cross streets, no homes, no parking, and a 25-mile-per-hour limit.
I wasn't doing anything that endangered anyone, and yet somehow I was going to have to shell out $120 or $130 to a city that was just collecting my revenue.
While Cherry was waging his battle in court, someone else stepped up to the plate. Hamtramck's new police chief decided to take action on a hot potato that he inherited.
The fact that you brought it to our attention, we realized it had to be done, and we wanted to get it set straight.
I'll tell you what the chief has done in a minute. Right now, back to David Cherry and the 7 Action News investigation that motivated him to fight. In our 2011 story, we showed how folks were getting popped left and right on the service drive, and when they got to court, they were offered a deal. Plead to impeding traffic, pay on the spot, and avoid points on your driving record. Most took the deal, but they were angry.
I think that the economy is all messed up these days, including the city and whatever, and they just trying to get people money.
We went to Lieutenant Gary Meggie, who heads up the Michigan State Police Traffic Services Division.
I'm not aware of anything that would give that 25 any enforceability.
We talked to Jim Walker from the National Motorists Association, who told us the 25-mile-an-hour limit had not been justified by an engineering study as required by state law.
25 is not logical, and I would think it's probably also technically not legal.
And that's how David Cherry was able to challenge his ticket. He spent weeks researching and discovered that a speed study had never been done on the service drive as required by law, and asked the judge to throw out his ticket. But Hamtramck's prosecutor told the judge
that there is a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit for land platted under the Land Division Act.
Cherry researched that too, way back to 1915, and got documentation including maps.
It's never been residential ever. The piece of land where I was stopped is and always has been an industrial piece of land.
The court's prepared to make a decision today, and basically the court is going to grant Mr. Cherry's motion to dismiss the case.
And then the formal notice, ticket dismissed. And while Cherry was fighting in court, Hamtramck's police chief was reevaluating that 25-mile-per-hour limit. He brought in the same state police lieutenant we featured in our 2011 investigation to teach his supervisors how to do a speed study.
We ended up sending the supervisors out there and conducted a speed study, and ultimately determined that we did need to change the speed limit, which we're in the process of doing now.
The southbound service drive is being raised from 25 miles an hour to 35. On the northbound side, where David Cherry was ticketed, it's being bumped up to 40. But on the northbound stretch, just north of Kniff, it's being left right where it is because there are a lot of houses and heavy foot traffic.
Not only that, but the block clubs are adamant with us about please leave it, and we just feel overall it'd be a lot safer to leave it at 25 at that point.
David Cherry says there is a lesson to be learned from his case. Don't always take authority at face value.
If you want to be a lawyer, be a lawyer. You know, give it a shot and stand up for yourself, even if the other guy's a Goliath.
2 lawmakers in Lansing are now working on legislation that would somehow force all communities to do engineering studies to justify their speed limits, which is already required by law, but a lot of cities haven't done it. As a result, many, if not most, of the speed limits posted in Metro Detroit are technically not legitimate. They could be challenged in court, just as David Cherry did.
Oh, what a lesson.
You know, and nothing gets people talking more than speed traps. Everybody's got a speed trap
I know
story.
it's been hopping on Facebook and on our website today.
All right, if
People are
you
Everybody's
know
got
of
a
anything
story.
going on, give us an email. All right,
Good work,
thanks,
Scott.
Yep.